Good morning and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, then welcome for the first time. My name's Cheyenne. Today I just wanted to share with you guys another way to try and keep from getting scammed at the grocery store. I'm sure you guys have seen the reports already. If you haven't, you can find them online. Walmart and a couple other stores have several lawsuits against them for having one price on the shelf for items, and then when people get up to the register, those items end up ringing up for $2 or $3 more than what they were supposed to be. Stores that do things like that are counting on you either not paying attention because you're in too big of a hurry and you just don't notice that upcharge at the register, or just being so fed up and over and done with the grocery shopping that you're just like, whatever, it's not worth arguing about, and then you just pay it anyway and leave. But they are in trouble for doing that. So one way to avoid that, which I'm going to start implementing and I encourage you to do too, carve out time for your grocery shopping. Don't be in a super big rush, and be paying attention to whatever item you grab, what the price tag says. I don't know what kind of money you have to be making right now to not already be doing that. Most people are on a super tight budget. I have my budget down to the penny. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I already have my list made. I know what the items should cost, and I know what coupons I have and how much I should be saving. That's another thing to do. Sit down and make out a meticulous list. Don't just walk into the grocery store and wing it and start grabbing things off the shelf, because it will add up quick. But the thing that I'm going to start doing, because the last 3 times I've been to Walmart and the last 5 or 6 times I've been to Hy-Vee, I have been charged wrong for items that I picked up. So got myself a notebook here. I encourage you to get a notebook. As you go through the store, besides having like your regular grocery list, maybe over here in this hand, have a blank notebook page and a pen. Every item that you pick up off of the shelf, write down what that item is, and then write down the sticker price for that item, what the shelf says that item is supposed to cost, and make sure they are ringing up for that cost at the register. If they're not, bring it to the cashier's attention. Say, excuse me, this was marked whatever in the back. They'll call the manager over. If they don't mark it down and they just say, oh, we haven't changed tags, this is how much it's supposed to be, and you know that you can get that item cheaper somewhere else that without that upcharge that you just got at the register, tell them to put it back and go to another store and get it somewhere else cheaper. The way that they're getting away with it is people either not paying attention to what things are ringing and then not realizing they've been charged too much until they get home, or people just not being willing to speak up and say something about it. A lot of people don't want to be a pain in the butt. They don't want to be considered a Karen for speaking up and bringing stuff like that to somebody's attention, but I don't know about you. I work really hard for every penny that I get, and I want to save as much of my money as I possibly can, and I want that item for what the price was marked on the shelf. I don't know what makes them think that it somehow magically got made out of gold in my trip from the back of their store to the front of their store, but it most definitely didn't. But most of the time, at least at Hy-Vee, if you ring something and it rings up wrong and you notice it on your receipt before you leave the store, you can go up to their customer service desk, say, hey, this is what the tag says in the back. They'll go check the tag, they'll come up, and they'll give you a refund. They don't argue with you about it. It happened to me 2 days ago. I went to get dog food. Their ticket on the shelf said $18.99. When they charged me, I looked at my receipt and it actually rang up $25.99. So I went up to the service desk that day, and it is a consistent problem with Hy-Vee. For every probably 5 people that walked out of that door, 4 of them turned right back around and came back in after looking at their receipt and were lined up at that customer service desk for being charged wrong on items. Of course, the people that work the customer service desk looked like they were just over life altogether, and that job, they were sick of it. There was some little blue-haired girl behind the counter who was getting screamed at by everybody that came through, and finally she got to the woman in front of me who was returning chips that didn't ring up right, and she literally just grabbed the bag of chips like that, snatched it, and threw it over the woman's head into a return cart. which is definitely unprofessional. I mean, if you've ever worked retail, I have, there are those moments when you would like to just jump the counter and strangle somebody, but you gotta keep your composure in those situations. One, just because it makes you and the company look bad, but two, those chips were going in a cart to be returned to the shelf. I would be really mad if I was the customer that picked those up afterwards and all I got was a bunch of dust at the bottom of a bag because somebody Hulk smashed that bag of chips into a cart because they were mad. But just bring it to their attention. Keep track of what the items are supposed to be. The other big thing with Hy-Vee that has been a consistent problem the last 4 or 5 times that I've gone there, keep track either on paper in front of you, watch on your phone as you're going through the store, what coupons you're supposed to be getting. They have digital coupons that you clip with your Fuel Saver card. For the last several months, have been having problems with those digital coupons not being taken off of my order like they're supposed to be. Like one time, tried to run my Fuel Saver card 2 or 3 times and it just would not take any of them off like it was supposed to. Also, make sure they're ringing in your paper coupons correctly because I have handed them store coupons and manufacturer's coupons before and they typed them in, acted like everything come off, you get your receipt later and then it shows that it just didn't take anything off. With that, I'm not sure what they do whenever your coupons just don't ring in. I've never brought that one to their attention, but just like yesterday, I went, there is one thing on my receipt that did not ring in right. It was Worcestershire sauce was supposed to be $1 with a coupon. I had the coupon and it even had the little ticket on the store shelf that said it was supposed to be $1 with the coupon. But it did not ring up for that. And the thing that I don't like about Hy-Vee and the way that their point of sale system works is that you don't know if those coupons are coming off. So even if I scan that Fuel Saver card before she scans any groceries, it's not like it rings up your sauce and then you see that coupon come off underneath. Instead, everything just rings in for the full price. And then when they total out your order and it's time to pay, it will drop and just show you a new price, but it won't show on the screen what came off. And so you just have to pay and then wait until your receipt is printed to end up finding out that you were charged wrong for something. So, like I said, several stores have already been in trouble for it. The staff may not be super happy whenever you come up to them, but I'm not super happy about being scammed whenever I get to the register. So the feeling's mutual. Obviously, don't be hateful about it. Don't go up there and screech at them like a Karen. Don't throw things at people. You'll catch more bees with honey than you will with vinegar if you are polite whenever you approach them, if you're just calm, cool, and collected when you go up there and you're not raging mad about it and you just say, hey, there's an issue with my receipt that I'd like to get fixed. 9 times out of 10, they're going to fix it, give you your money back, and there's not going to be any argument or problem. But that's just something to be aware of whenever you go to these stores. Walmart has been notorious for it, and the last time I went there, it was cat litter. It was marked $8 and something on the shelf. I got to the register, they rang in for 10 something. That's an extra $2 that I paid, which doesn't seem like a lot if it's just $2, but that was $4 on that one trip because I got 2 of them. And if you're buying a whole week's worth of groceries or 2 weeks worth and you have a cart full, and they're upcharging you on maybe 10 or 12 items that you've got in there, and it's $2 here, $3 there, maybe $5 or $10, depending on the item, you could be spending an extra $50 to $100 that you weren't intending to spend. It adds up quick. It's something to pay attention to. Get a little notebook, keep track of it, be very vigilant about the price stickers and about your coupons and sale ads, and bring it to their attention if it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with speaking up and saying something as long as you do it tactfully and politely. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.